like the rushing of a mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind.
I mean, what I don't understand is why is everything being associated with Africa?
As far as what America?
Yeah, it's like if someone has brown skin, you guys automatically associate them with Africa.
Well, organic sunflower, according to the consensus, 100% of Black Americans came from Africa. We
Okay,
don't have
yeah.
we don't have no
If
empirical
you
data. We don't have no
if
empirical data to show that melanated or what you said, melanated people was here prior to the transatlantic slave trade. That's
okay, what you're referring to is Black Americans. So yes, I can agree with that. That Africans came from Africa.
oh,
An
so you're
African American,
So this is
an
what
African American,
this is what she's
an
saying. She's saying there was people already over here before the transatlantic slave trade, and the people that came over here uh, during the slave trade intermingled with her people. This is basically the claim they make,
no, I didn't say that.
which is true. Which is
No, it
true.
doesn't sound like that's what she's saying, though, Dex.
Okay,
No, the
like
part where
So
he
let's have
said
her say what she's saying.
the part where he said that we like mixed in with them. I didn't say that, but
Do you believe slaves did come from Africa? Do you believe slaves came here from Africa?
yeah, I believe that. I don't follow that transatlantic slave trade thing because it's just not really legit when it comes to the receipts and stuff. But I do believe that people were here as slaves. I do believe that.
what would
No,
make
do
you
you
doubt
believe?
the transatlantic slave trade? Do you know about the Catilda and Africa Town in um, Alabama
Yeah,
or?
yeah, but we're talking about things that have been set up that you can say you can set something up and say like, this was that or that was this.
hold on,
But when it comes to like, but when
What
it
about the
comes to
African burial ground? Organic sunflower.
here
Do you
in
know?
America,
Do you know about the African burial ground in New York?
yeah, that's what I'm saying. I do believe that they were here as slaves, so it could be different sites and books and letters and things of that sort when it comes to them actually being here as slaves in America. But what I'm talking about is the how they got here.
hold on. You said that the data or the documents or as far as it was documented that certain things got lost, so we can't go on that. That's what you're saying.
Certain things got lost. What do you mean?
That's what I just heard you say. Basically, I'm not saying that you said that verbatim, but that's what you're saying. Like certain.
No, I'm saying that here in America, they have different sites like slave sites, different people that came out with books, letters from I guess these slaves or whatever. But I'm not really even talking about that part. I'm more questioning how they actually got here to begin with.
So you
I
think
mean,
there
they have
were
slave
African
ships.
slaves? So you think there were African slaves here? You just don't think they got here through the transatlantic slave trade?
Yeah,
I just
I
said
mean
that
because
earlier.
it's the same.
Said that.
It's the same.
I
It's
literally
the
just said that, and you said that you don't believe that.
Yeah, it's the same thing that we see today with like a lot of different Africans and people coming over here today, but it's more so like unwelcome. So we here consider it illegal. So I mean, once they get caught or captured or whatever, they are imprisoned, or back then they would say
Wait,
enslaved.
wait.
But
So again, I didn't mean to cut you. Are you saying that Africans build boats and sail to the Americas?
I don't know how they got here, but what I'm saying is the story of the whole Europeans going over there, kidnapping thousands and millions of them and putting them on a boat or a ship or whatever and bringing them here. No.
But hold on, they got records of these things. Though. They got actual records.
No, it's not legit records.
Not legit. What makes you think that they don't have legit records if they have legit records?
It has been proven that it's not. Like they talk about estimates and stuff, but it has been proven that it's not actual.
Oh no, but they have people still alive benefiting and even basically saying that they did play a part in building these slave ships.
So,
When you
so,
say people
uh,
alive today,
so organic
You said that?
sunflower. How did the
Not
you
today, but the people that benefited from it.
Wait, what did you say?
how
Nick?
did the Europeans get here then? Because by your logic, the Europeans could say, "Well, we always been here too. We always been here."
Well, no, they tell you where they come from.
But your ancestors said the same thing. They said we came from Africa, i.e. the Free African School, the Free African Organization.
Again, you're talking about Africans. My ancestors never said we came from Africa.
Oh, he's correlating it with the Europeans. That's what he's correlating.
And Europeans, Europeans admit that they come from Europe. They don't say that they're original. Like they
So-
know that they're immigrants here.
Organic sunflower. Who are your people then? Like where are they located in America?
All over America. I feel like I keep repeating myself.
So, okay, do you have like a like an estimate populate of the population? Of your
I
people?
have no idea. I mean, I know our numbers are huge here, but I literally have no idea.
Hold on,
So you don't have like an estimate?
if the numbers are huge,
No, it's a huge number, but I mean, you see us everywhere.
If the numbers
You
are
see us
huge,
everywhere.
who are these people? Who are these people?
I don't know what to tell you because we keep
No,
talking
but like
about this.
because you keep saying like that the people you just said verbatim that it's a huge number of the people that you claim to be a part of. So I'm wondering like who are these people?
And everybody knows who the quote unquote Black American, they're like
So
I can admit that they're like all. I can admit that it's kind of like all mixed up because I mean they're claiming to be FBAs, they're claiming all these different groups, but we still know who.
I literally
But-
just
but-
said that. I said that people came over here from slave ships, and people that were already over here intermingle with each other. And you clearly just said no, that's not what you said. But now you're saying it, so it's like it's confusing me now.
Yeah,
I
and
never-
you just shot down.
When did I say?
I'm kind of confused, Organic Sunflower, because I just, brought up different organizations, which was started by Richard Allen, and a couple other prominent Black Americans, i.e. the Free African Society, the Free African School, the Free African Organization, and you said those are not your people, so I'm kind of confused. It sounds like you're ambiguous on the
No,
matter.
I just don't think you're following what I'm saying. That you're following African history and the things that they may have set up or done over here. That's what you're following, and you're kind of trying to apply it to like us. And I'm saying before these different African slaves were brought over here, there was melanated people here already, which is my people.
Hey, so this is what's happening right now. I think you freestyling off the top of your head and you're not remembering what you're saying before
I'm not freestyling.
you bring up our question. That's what's happening because, like again, I'm gonna bring up the situation that was said. You clearly said that these people that came off of a boat from Africa did not intertwine with your people, and you claim that your people are in large numbers in the Americas today. And now, when I say where are these people, you are saying that they're not mixed, or like I'm just not getting exactly what you're saying. I'm not getting it because it's kind of it's a contradiction now.
They're American. We're American people, not African American or any of that. FBA or just Americans.
But what other people claim?
And we all know
American
who the melanated people are here in America that are not African. That there's no lost Africans over here.
Can you give us an example of one that we all may know?
No, I don't, because I don't like speaking on like celebrities or whatever have you, just because their background, I may not know their background. Just because they have brown skin, they could be of African descent. So I can't really.
Or you just give us a list of like 10 or something, like so because one of them got to be your people. Like give us a list of who you think at least.
Dex, you're trying to act so confused, like you don't know who the quote unquote the people.
I think you confused. That's the thing. So I'm trying to.
Nah, I think you're still trying to clash us into that box, but we all know
No. I'm asking
the difference.
This is what you said out your mouth verbatim. You said your people are still in America in large numbers, not small numbers like tribes and groups. Large numbers. So please give us a reference of who you think your people looks like, or who you claim that they are. That's the easy
American people. The melanated American people.
So that's all
the ones that did not come from like elsewhere.
So what's
why is that so hard? I'm not sure why that is so hard to think about.
Let me ask her one question. So organic sunflower, how much can you give like a ratio of was it the people that's here now that's quote unquote melanin? What's the percentage or the estimate that's African versus the ones that always been here?
It's a huge difference. It's not nearly as like it's a huge difference. I really can't give you a ratio, but it's nowhere. Like we far outnumber like Africans. I mean, you personally, do you know any lost Africans here?
Yeah,
I mean, because
African Americans
I grew up around them.
African Americans, Black Americans.
Okay, so I personally grew up around a lot, and I just have never met. And I know I can't speak for every like African over here, of course, but I've never met or heard of any African that was actually lost in America. Like you guys usually have family members or whatever that you can reach out to in Africa. So the ones that like you are saying are lost Africans, we're the lost Africans. We're saying no, we are not.
Hold on, we gotta pause a little bit because now you speaking for a whole group of people that you just said that you don't even have any ties to because you don't want to misinterpret who they are according to their documents. So now you contradicting your whole talking point.
Here we go. Okay, Dex.
Organic. Is that you in your profile picture?
Yeah.
Did you straighten your hair, or is that how your hair is naturally?
No, I straighten it.
But if you're a Native American, you shouldn't have to straighten it. It should be naturally straight, shouldn't it?
I never said I was Native American.
No?
My God.
And just because we do different things to our hair or whatever, that doesn't take away from who we are.
But you are a Native American.
No, I'm not.
So you're one of the Africans that came over here?
No, I'm not.
So you're not native to America?
I mean, it depends on, because when we talk about native, there's people out there that will say, well, native just means, you were born there. So you're considered a native. So
No,
like
I'm talking about your
anybody
people.
born,
I'm talking about your people. Are your people native to America, or are they, or did they come here from
my
Africa?
my people are original to America.
Okay, but they're not Native Americans.
No, I more so prefer original.
Okay, and they have the same type of. They just happen to have the same type of hair structure, phenotype, skin color as African. They just happen
And
to look
DNA.
like the Africans.
Well, that's the thing. When you see someone with brown skin or whatever have you, you immediately say it's Africa, it's Africans. I can say the same thing in reverse.
Which is what?
Is that, oh, they have brown skin or they have certain physical characteristics as us, so they came from us.
This is
I
over a
can say
billion. It's over a billion
I can
Africans. It's only 43 million
Black Americans.
Black Americans. So it would be logical to think that, you know, the features, the stuff you did describe, that they inherit those features from Africa, not the other way
No,
around.
that's a large jump. Just because one
Hold on, hold on, hold
population
on,
of
hold on,
people,
hold on. Organic, but you're not listening to his point. He's saying basically, to sum it up, is how do you if they come from y'all, right? Then why would they flee to
I
Africa?
never said that they came from us. I was just using an example.
Okay, but like, let's say that's true. Let's say y'all were the original people over here, and y'all share similar traits and colors and DNA and all this, right? How is it that most of them flee to Africa? Because you got more copper tone people in Africa than you got in America.
I'm not understanding your, what are you saying? Because we both, America and Africa, both have melanated people of different shades. So
But more of them are in Africa. That's the thing.
is that because maybe they produce more? Because I'm
No,
not getting your point.
that's not why. We're saying that they share the copper color. Y'all claim to be the original people of America, and copper colored people come from America, I would think, right? That's what you're saying.
Melanated people are in America just like they're in Africa. So, but I'm not understanding how us being melanated over here, what does that have to do with the melanated people in Africa? Why can't it just be two
I told you
totally
already.
different groups of melanated people from two different continents?
We
Why
talked-
does it have to be, oh, because y'all melanated over there, that means y'all came from us over here? Like,
we already explained this to you, because the melanin cell is created by the full spectrum of light solidified.
okay,
So there's nowhere in America where you can get the full spectrum of light in a solid and come up with a melanin cell. It's nowhere in America that will happen chemically.
Right.
but it is though. So I'm not understanding
No,
what
that's
you're saying.
scientific. It's a scientific fact that that's not true.
Okay, your science. Okay,
Let me ask you.
I'm not.
Let me ask you a
I'm not gonna
question.
speak to that.
Let me ask you a question, Organic. So you seem to agree that there were slaves from Africa here, and then there were slaves that were original to America, like your ancestors, right? They were slaves here, but they were originally Americans. They weren't the slaves that came from Africa. These were people that were enslaved, and they were from here. So I'm wondering, how do you distinguish between this a black person today that's a descendant of Africa, of African slaves, and a black person or let me say melanated. Can you look at someone, a melanated person, and say that person is a descendant of African slaves, and this one is a descendant of original, I don't want to say native because I know you don't like Native Americans, but this one can you tell the difference by looking at them, that one is from Africa and one is native to America?
Well, first, I think we spoke about this on your last live. I personally can tell the difference, but also I never said my people were enslaved here. What we have on record is Africans coming here and being enslaved here.
Okay, so
Majority, if not all of us, we
Organic.
can't find documents that says that we were enslaved.
Let me ask you a question. And this is gonna be probably my last question. But what's the difference between who were here first, the indigenous people or the original people? I want to know, because you said that the original people are.
I personally say original. I don't use certain terms. I just don't use, but original, yeah.
So
I mean, a lot of these different tribes tell you that they actually came here.
But could we agree that indigenous and original are different groups of people, or are they one and the same?
I don't know. I would say they're different. I mean, if they were the same, it would be the same word.
Okay, so you have indigenous people, you have Indian people over here, and you have original people over here. Who are the actual first people of this land out of those three? I want to know.
And that's what I'm saying. When it comes to like these American Indians or Native Americans, a lot of their stories that they speak about is outside of, like, they tell you that they came here.
No.
Whether it's from like South America or Africa or whatever, they tell you, like, here in North America, that their stories, their origins were outside of America and they came in.
What Native Americans said they came here from Africa?
There's plenty of Indian tribes that have said that.
Can you give me an example?
What is one of them? I think Gullah Geechee or whatever.
Oh my God. Are you saying the Gullah Geechee are Native Americans? Are you serious?
I'm saying the tribe that they claim and their origin story. Like a lot of these different stories of people, including the ones that's like on reservations.
But the Gullah Geechee came over during the Gullah Geechee came over as slaves from during the transatlantic slave trade. They wasn't here prior to.
They were enslaved here.
Yeah, they came off slave ships. Many of them came from Angola.
Well, you're saying that, okay.
I'm not saying that's the official Gullah Geechee website. I'm not saying that. I'm just quoting verbatim what they say their origin come from. Okay. And we can see that with the cultivation of rice, the basket weaving, and the spiritual.
Well, you're basing all of that on like the transatlantic slave trade, which has been debunked so many times.
What kind of food?
But if they're saying they came from Africa and they came over on slave ships, who are you to tell them that they are Native Americans? I don't get it.
What are you talking about?
Hang on, before you respond, in the chat, MEB Yaz 777, there is a link that's pinned if you want to come up and speak to what you said here. The oldest human being skeletons were found in the Americas, and they were Negroid women. That is, that's quite interesting.
Hijack that from Africa.
I would love for you to hit the link and come and talk about that a little bit, especially if you have like some type of source that you can provide that proves what you're saying, that would be great. But if you can't do any of that, the least you could do, MEB, is like the video. But I hope you kind of do both, like the video and then hit the link and come up here and talk with us, please. Go ahead, Kwame.
Hold on. Let me answer this question, Kwame.
Go ahead.
So you agree, Organic, that the Gullah Geechee tribe were over here before slavery, right?
No, I'm not 100% familiar with their story, but from what I recall, they were some of the people that came over during the quote unquote Atlantic slave trade.
But you just called them Native Americans.
Hold on. Would that make them indigenous or original or Native Americans, or what group would that be in?
I don't know that wouldn't make them original if they're clearly telling you that, hey, we came here from another land. So,
but didn't you just say they're Native Americans? You said the Gullah Geechee are Native Americans, right?
I'm just speaking on like their tribe.
Yeah, but you just said, I said, which Native Americans say that they come from Africa? And you said, the Gullah Geechee.
Because
right?
they would be considered a Native American tribe.
He talking about Albert Perry DNA. Oh my god.
Oh man.
Yo, check out this comment by MEB Yaz, y'all. MEB says, what was found in Africa was more ape-like, not the first human being.
See, that's what's wrong with people. See, they don't even understand.
Yeah. And if you remember his first comment, not to cut you, Dex, but if you remember his first comment, is the oldest human being skeletons were found in the Americas. So they're not just distancing or delineating from Africans. They're kind of saying, like, they are the original human beings. That the original human beings were found in America, and that not you, Organic. This is MEB Yaz. You know, you may not agree with this, but this sounds like what he's saying here. Look at what he says. He says, what was found in Africa was more ape-like.
Hold on.
Africans are monkeys, he's saying. Pretty much is what he's saying. Africans are monkeys, and they're not that. They are the first human beings. Like,
I think that is speaking more on the phenotypes.
The link.
American Dream. But she is saying the same thing.
I'm not saying the same thing. I'm saying if you look at the phenotypes, it resembles.
Hold on, let me just say this. When you say that y'all were over here and Africans were over there at the same time, at the same time in different places, then you're saying that y'all originated out of the ground, just like we originated out of the ground, is what you're essentially saying.
Well,
I'm not trying to, grill you, or I'm just really trying to understand your philosophy and how you think, and it's just
it's all over the place.
Yeah, it's kind of all.
It's not rocket science. So if you feel like it's all over the place, then that's a personal issue that you have to deal with. If I'm telling you that my people are original to North America, and you're telling me that you and your people are original to Africa, we're saying the same thing. So how is what I'm saying so far-fetched?
That's what I just said. I just said the same thing.
I think the difference, Sunflower, is that the same way MEB says he has a source that shows that the first and oldest humans were in America, and they were Negro women. Like, he claims he has a source for that, but I don't he hasn't provided it yet. He hasn't hit the link to do so either. And so I'm asking you, like, when you speak about your lineage and your ancestry, do you have any historical source for that, or is it just word of mouth from your parents and is it just word of mouth that you're going off of?
It's genealogy, is stories passed down, and it's also the fact that no one on this panel can prove that what this whole "we came from Africa" thing is even really a thing.
How okay, let me ask you a question. Do you eat gumbo?
I eat a lot of things.
That wasn't really an answer.
I mean, what I don't understand what does what I have to eat have to do with who I
Matt,
am as
let
a
me
person?
rephrase the question. Did your people originate in gumbo?
Can we
She know it's a trick question, bro.
it's not a it's really not because
It's a yes or no.
Yeah, no,
majority
it's,
of the crop it's not just because majority of the crops that is found over there came from the Americas. So
I didn't
I
ask you
mean
anything about.
if
I just asked you about gumbo. That's the only thing I asked. I just asked, did your people, is the gumbo a dish of your people, your melanated
do
people?
you guys eat like corn and all that over
Hold
there?
on. You can't even get. Hold on. This is crazy. She said all of the crops originated in the
I
Americas.
didn't say all. I said majority of them did come from
How many?
the
Hold on.
Americas.
Let's answer this question. How many crops do you think come from originate in the Americas versus Africa? How many do you think?
I think they say out of 640 of them, 600 came from the Americas.
No, it's 1,700 crops that originate in the North American region. You know how many in Africa originate in Africa? Over 3,000.
No.
Over 3,000. Look it up.
Where do you be getting your research from? Because half the stuff that you even tell me to research, I go and look for it and I can't find anything.
You know why you can't find it? Because you're being naive to your own information. That's
No, I literally type in like exactly what you be saying and it nothing
Go look
pops
that up.
up that actually supports what you're saying.
Go look it up. You don't think I Google this? You don't think like I do my research? You don't think you can actually look it up?
Yeah, I'm sure that's why there's constant like
But sunflower,
famine and starvation and stuff in there, right?
is gumbo a dish that your people originate?
Hold on. She just said that it's starvation in Africa. Like it ain't people hungry on the street in America right now as we speak.
Yeah, you could go to
We're literally talking about two completely like it's not even the same whatsoever.
What?
sunflower. Can you just answer my
there is
question
no
real quick so I could
there
just
is
so I could
no
have
there's
some clarification?
no famine. There is no famine or anything here in America.
I mean, when you
There's
only grow
people that
corn,
is out on the
when you only grow
streets.
corn and potato, I mean, hey. But sunflower. Did your
Yeah,
melanated
majority
people?
of your crops came from the Americas. So yeah.
Okay, I hear you. Did your people?
Um,
Is gumbo a dish of the melanated people of America?
yeah, it is.
Okay, good. You do know gumbo etymology is an African word, right? And the dish came directly
That's not
from
my
West
concern.
Africa.
Okay, that's not my concern.
But I'm asking, if your people are not African, how did they learn the word gumbo? And etymology, it goes back to okra, and we
So,
know that okra
so,
is cooked in gumbo. So how did that
so
happen?
because we know gumbo, that means that we're African. I'm not understanding what you're saying.
No, I'm saying it's a
That's like
correlation.
That's like them eating our foods, and we're claiming A because you guys eat some of our dishes
Okay,
or
what's your
whatever. That
what are
makes you.
some dishes that the melanated people cook?
I mean, we got all type of dishes here, from like soul food to barbecue. So
Okay, barbecue came from Haiti, and
no, it didn't.
well, you could Google it. And majority of the soul
I feel
food.
like sometimes you guys just say things just to say them.
I mean, you could research gumbo coming from West Africa. That's like common knowledge. Like BBC did a whole documentary about this, where they documented from Louisiana and they trace it all the way back to West Africa, and this is well documented. Even the word gumbo comes from ki gumbo, which literally means okra. So we know we can see where the African ancestry is in America. Even black eyed peas it doesn't originate from America. It originates from Africa. Just like the cultivation of rice, when slaves come from West Africa.
But it doesn't though.
For what it's worth, organic.
There's organic rice here, and
There's no
North
rice
America.
indigenous to America. The first
Yes, it is.
is no rice. There's no rice.
We
Rice.
have brown rice. Yeah. We have brown rice and black rice here that is original to North America.
There's only two rices. The rice that originated in Asia and the one that originated in West Africa. There's no other rice. What you're probably talking about are pseudo rices.
No.
You could just look it up. It's not. You don't have to believe.
I have
me,
looked it up especially when it comes to rice. That one I have looked it up already.
And I just looked up what he said about barbecue coming from Haiti. And he's actually right. It does say, ChatGPT does say that it comes from the Taino in Hispaniola.
Yeah, it comes from Haiti.
Yeah. So he is right about barbecue. But look at this. Look at this comment up in. MEB actually provided us a source, y'all.
Oh, the Emerald Tablets.
The Emerald Tablets. Says human beings migrated into Africa and Thoth subdued the wild. Y'all know who Thoth is?
He not even using the original name of the deity.
It's Jehudi.
Yeah, Jehudi.
Isn't it like some Egyptian gods or something?
Mm-hmm.
So what kind of source is this? What kind is this? Is the Emerald Tablets? Isn't that like a mystical?
It's not even real. Yeah, it's not.
It's just.
It's made up like some of your theories and stuff.
Huh?
Is that what you're saying? Are you saying it's made up like some of your theories, like the out of Africa theory and stuff?
It's actually closer. It's actually closer made up.
Is that what you're saying?
No,
it's actually closest to what you're saying.
Yeah. Like if you were to look up the Emerald Tablets, sunflower.
How is it closer to what I was saying?
Because no expert would ever agree with anything you're saying. You would be laughed out at any university.
What are you talking about?
Your theories is just wacky and
there's plenty. No, your theories are whack because you guys speak on theories like they're facts and they're not.
Okay, so let me say this.
So many quote unquote experts have already debunked these different theories and stuff that
what
you guys
expert
are saying.
debunked the transatlantic? What expert debunked the transatlantic slave trade? Because you
don't have receipts for that. You do understand that, right? There's no receipts for real, actual, legit.
Wait, so the slave port records is fake. The plantation records is fake. The eyewitness account, the eyewitness accounts is fake. And
who said any of that?
Basically, that's what you're saying.
No, I didn't say that. Again, I said it comes to slave.
You're saying that the slave trade never happened. So you're basically saying the slave records is fake, the plantation records is fake, the eyewitness accounts is fake. Everything
you're assuming, and so you're assuming again, and so I'm gonna just repeat it again.
But you would
when it comes to
fake sunflower.
What'd you say?
I said you would have to be saying all of that stuff is fake.
How is that?
Because you're saying they're not real. You're saying you just said none of that is real. Like you think it's all.
I never said that. In fact, I said that. Can I speak? Can I speak, please? I never said that. I said when it comes to slavery here in America, yes, there is sites. There's different books, different letters and stuff that supports slavery within America. What I said about the slave trade, that how they got here, it has been debunked
By
plenty
who?
of times throughout history.
So you think it's fake?
When it comes to how they got here, yeah.
Yeah, the
So the
But when
play,
it
transatlantic.
comes
so
to
you would think the slave dockers is fake, and the plantation records is fake. Cause the plantation record, they tell you, well, we got this slave from Angola, we got this one from Senegambia, we got these ones from present day Ghana.
no, they capture. You're talking about when they do like their estimations and stuff like that.
No, I'm
But
talking about
when it
the literal slave dockets, the dockets. Like they have the people dockets. This man, Ade, 16 years old, Negro land, whatever from
when
Igbo land.
they caught them, they took them to plantations and they were documented.
So the documents is fake. So they capture them in America and just say, hey, we got this one from Angola, and that's fake, basically. We got this one from Texas, but we just gonna write, yo, we got him from Angola.
Half of that stuff is not accurate.
Even
And
if,
they tell you that.
hold on. So this, hold on. This is the problem. You're saying that a record is not accurate, but that's why they make records, is so that it is accurate. That's not instead of just saying that, okay, I did say that I don't think that is real. You're gonna sit here and just contradict yourself in totality.
It's not a contradiction. You just want everybody to believe.
I just sat here and listened to you say it more.
You guys just want everybody to believe in this whole Europeans kidnapping you guys by the millions and dropping you off here and there, and that's come on. That's actually laughable.
That was a total story. I
But
never said that.
So essentially, organic sunflower, you know, you're basically disagreeing with the theory that, I mean, it's not even a theory, it's a fact, that the transatlantic slave trade is the largest forced migration in human history. So essentially, you're saying the largest forced migration that's documented is fake.
it's not documented.
No,
They
she's
say
saying-
estimates.
She's
It's
saying
not.
that
They say
she's saying that the largest migration that really happened was them coming out of Africa and coming over here. That's what she's saying, man. That's what
what? I'm saying what?
You saying basically that the transatlantic slave trade ain't got nothing on y'all coming over here from Africa, what you essentially saying.
I'm not about to go back and forth with you with this whole African thing because I'm not. So
But you still haven't proved us. You never showed us any of your documentation. You never told us your last.
why would I
never-
show you or get? Why would I show you
Hold
or
on.
give you my personal
Hold on. You
document?
never
My-
even told us a celebrity that you think that is one of your people. You didn't.
I'm
even,
just not gonna speak on a celebrity.
okay. You show us somebody. Like, give us a picture of who you think it is.
I can't because then it will have to be like what
So you agree that the African look very similar to your own people because you can't show us.
No, not very similar. Some
But
we share some physical.
That's a
We share some.
Go ahead.
We share some physical characteristics.
That's what I
but,
just
no.
asked you. That's what I just asked you. You just said that. I just said that. So they share common looks basically, and you said yeah. You basically saying yeah. So we look no different than
Some,
people, right?
some, no, it's not in mass numbers, but some
Well, hold on.
share some likeness.
How could you say not in mass numbers when you got more Africans that look just like y'all than y'all do over
No,
here?
they don't. Come on, stop.
Yes, we do. Like, oh my God, this is sick.
So organic sunflower, you don't believe in DNA either, right?
I do believe in DNA
Oh my God. Then why you just don't take a DNA test?
because I don't believe in DNA when it comes to ancestry.
So you don't believe in it at all?
I do believe in paternity tests, and when it comes to like,
Is
you
a
know,
paternity test a DNA test?
yeah,
Okay, then. So you
It is.
believe in DNA then?
I just don't believe in when it comes to tracing your ancestry. There's no way that you can
Hold on. I got a
take a
But
question.
small.
if you don't
Hold on.
There's
believe,
no way
Hold
that
on.
you can take a small sample of
Hold
somebody's DNA and trace them back to like
on.
the beginning of time or 400 or 500 years from now or whatever.
Organic. So if somebody knock you upside your head, let's knock on wood right now. If somebody knock you upside your head, kidnap you, and you don't have no recollection of who you are, and they kidnap you and take you away from your family, how would you know how? And you get a spark, somebody tell you like, look, your family is these such and such people. How would you find out that those are your family members? How would you?
They won't be able to knock me out, so we're not going to even have this conversation.
I'm speaking hypothetical. I'm saying hypothetically, if that happened, how would you know? Because you
What does
can't
that have to do with?
because you wouldn't believe them verbally. You wouldn't believe them if they told you, "Yeah, I'm your people." You would have to do some type of DNA test.
analysis or something. And I wanted to ask her. So if you don't believe in DNA, so how do these DNA companies, when people take DNA tests and they say, hey, this person might be a relative, y'all share, this person is your relative, y'all share matching DNA strands. Are they just guessing these people are cousins? How do they accurately know that this person from Charlotte and this person from Texas are cousins, even though they never met each other? They don't know nothing about each other. They just happen to just guess and then be true. Like, how, if it's not real, like you say?
I mean, if the blood is active, like if they're alive, yeah, that's why we have like fraternity and stuff like that. But if you're talking about ancestry, no.
Do
They
you know the
tell you that
methodology of the ancestry test, like how they do the test and how they conduct it and how they come to their conclusions?
Yeah,
Well,
you do
I
know
know
they're
they
matching. Hold on, Sunflower. You know they're matching it with people that are alive in Africa, right? Like when you do a DNA test, they are because you just said as long as the people are alive, but they are matching. Like if you took a DNA test, they would tell you that your DNA matches with people that are alive in Africa. They're not matching it to people that are dead.
no, they're giving you like it's like a similarity. It's not saying that these are actually your long lost
But it's people that are
cousins or
alive.
whatever.
It's people that are alive. Like there are people in Africa that sent in their DNA, and people all over the world send in their DNA, like people that are alive. And then if you send yours in, they'll tell you which of those people you have matches with. It sounds as if, organic, it sounds as if you think that your DNA will, like if you had a child, right? If you have a daughter, you agree that your DNA, you could take a DNA test and prove that that's your daughter because you have a DNA match. But it sounds as if you think that your mother, like your daughter's grandmother, do you think their DNA would match? Like there would be some type of similarity with their DNA?
Yeah.
What about
If we're
their great?
talking about,
What about with your, like you and your great grandmother? Do you think y'all would have DNA that match?
I mean, they come from me, but it's more so on like the people that's alive. Like they're not doing that on, like there's no way that you can,
But if your grandmother
like
was alive,
for instance,
if your
dig up
grandma,
bones
let's say
and
your great grandmother was alive and she took a DNA test and you took a DNA test, do you think that y'all would have matched? Do you think that you would have a match? Like there would be similarities?
yeah, because you're talking about my lineage. So of course, yeah.
Right?
But
And
if you're
if you,
talking about some random person in a
so
different country,
sure, that's fine. But so let's say, how far back do you think you can go where there wouldn't be a match? Like, do you think it would be your great, 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 great after how many greats would there be no match? Or do you think regardless of how far back you go, the DNA is gonna match?
It's going to match because it's my lineage. But if you're trying to say that a random person over in another continent, that this is your long lost such and such, like you can't do that.
So how would you explain the match? Why do you think your DNA would match with someone in Africa? Like, what explanation do you, if it's not because you share ancestry, because their explanation as to why your DNA would match with someone in Africa, they say it's because you share an ancestor, like your great 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 granddaddy. You also have between, right?
We don't have any ancestors over in Africa.
So how do you? Because every Black American, every single Black American that takes a DNA test gets matches predominantly in Africa.
Of course,
right? Like 70% of it goes to, like, why? If it's not because they share ancestry, why do you think there's a match?
Because it's for entertainment purposes only.
Yeah.
You can't.
Yeah, you can't make this shit up. You can't.
You can't.
You know what the title of the show is?
You can go back into my lineage. You can go back into my lineage because it's my. You can go back into my lineage because it's my family, it's my bloodline. But to test me and then test someone from like Africa or whatever and say that this is your long lost such and such, like, come on, like, no.
Organic. Do you know another company that uses the same slogan for the legal title, entertainment purposes? It's called the NFL. So when people go out in the NFL, right? Not to switch the subject, when they go out to the NFL and they make all that money and they risk their bodies, do you think that they're not out there playing for real, or do you think that it's serious?
I mean, you're talking about, that industry is entertainment, so.
But are they really playing football? Because they're saying it's just for entertainment. That it's not saying that it's not real. I'm just trying to figure out, do you believe that if it's real or not?
I mean, I don't know, because there is an entertainment, industry. So plenty of people have came out and said that, certain things were staged and stuff. So, but that is literally an entertainment.
So when somebody pop their Achilles or tear their thigh ligament, or that's all just a part of the stage or whatever, a fake injury?
No, I'm sure those type of situations occur, but that still doesn't take away from the fact that
it's hold on, when they get CTE, that's for entertainment?
No, I would say no, but it still doesn't take away from the fact that it's an entertainment industry.
Wait, you know why? Do you know why they say DNA, ancestry DNA, is for entertainment purposes?
Because it is.
The reason why they say that is because people try to link sicknesses to DNAs and things like that. That's the reason why they say it's for entertainment purposes. Because people, say, well, you got cancer and it's probably because you're African and stuff like that. Has nothing to do with, it's fake or anything like that. It's not.
No,
that's not the reason why.
If that was the case, that would be put into the disclaimer. If that was the case, it's clearly in black and white of it being of entertainment only, because that's exactly what it is. And why do they throw it out in court?
What court have you seen them throw out DNA evidence?
Ancestry, there has been courts that has thrown out people presented it and they threw it out because it's not actual, factual, verifiable evidence.
We have a whole industry based on child support. So I don't want to even hear that.
You're talking about paternity, but I'm talking about ancestry.
DNA though.
No, okay, it's not the same, but okay.
How is not the same? It's literally the same study.
It's literally not. You can't spit in a cup and they tell you that your ancestors in
I got proof.
like
I got
Africa
proof
or
that-
whatever from hundreds
I
or
got-
thousands of years away.
I got proof
like,
I
come
can
on.
put on the screen right now that
Those
you
people are not even alive, so I don't get it.
They're testing people that's alive. They're not going up digging up people's graves.
No one is alive. No one is
in
alive.
Legos.
That is,
They're
no
not
one is
going to
alive.
Legos
That
and digging up graves in a burial ground in Legos and testing. They're testing people that's alive, breathing, and you know, things like that, and matching the DNA analysis with each other. I don't understand.
it's not DNA. They're going off of similarities, but not like my blood or my saliva and that person's blood or saliva.
What?
No,
So yeah, they throw it out of court
DNA,
because it's for
similarities
entertainment
in-
purposes only.
Mm.
You know, I think Sunfly. I think you should go to the U.S. government, right, and sue them because they're erroneously saying that, hey, your ancestors came from Africa. You know, maybe you should take it to
The U.S. government never said that.
the U.S. government. Never said so. Why do they identify you as black or African American?
They don't identify us as that. We identify ourselves as that.
So what did they identify you prior to African American, Negro, black, or African, right?
All of that is, again, African history.
Do you know about the Dred Scott decision?
Yes, I do. And that is not talking about Americans. That is African history.
So the 14th Amendment have nothing to do with you, essentially.
No, it doesn't. Because we were not slaves here. Africans, when they came over here, they were viewed as less than. They wasn't accepted into the American like society and everything. So this is them fighting for equality and whatnot within the U.S. That doesn't have anything to do with us.
Okay, so so what was your people called in the 1800s?
We were just American.
Do you
We
have
weren't
any
a part,
documents?
like, even
Do you
when it
have
comes
any
to-
documentation that said, "Hey, these are these Americans over here," or whatever?
I have my, like, we go by our like when we do our genealogy, we go by like our family's name. But even on like that form that we all fill out, we're not even on that form.
Yeah, you
So
are.
what-
It's called African American.
No, an African American is someone of African descent that is now residing in America. That's what an African American is.
So what are your people called then?
American, not African. We are the only true Americans.
But hold on, you can't mark just American on
Right, but you can write it in. You can insert it.
No, they just tell you that you do not prefer to say. That's all it says. On
They
any
say what?
form, I do not prefer to say. That's all you can say. You cannot just write it in.
Yes, you can. You can write it on the form.
Hold on. Are you living in
And
a
if you-
like paper world right now, or like digital world, or which when you sign papers, like which?
That paper that we all fill out is literally talking about immigrants, like people that came over here. We're actually not on that. We would have to claim to be of an immigrant group. That's what I'm saying. You guys are up here mixing.
So hold on.
Like
So African Americans are immigrants, is what you just said.
Do you not know what an African American is?
It's not an immigrant. We didn't migrate over here.
An African American is someone of African descent that is now here, that's living in America.
So the 43 million African Americans, they migrated here?
Again, we're talking about self-identifying. So that group, that Black/African, that section where you put an X or whatever, a check mark, is talking about Africans and people of African descent.
Yeah, and this is what people picked. This is what the consensus of so-called melanated people identified as African American or Black American.
Yes, not all of them. Some check like American Indian or other. I even know people that have checked European because they didn't want to check like the black box. But it's self-identifying. Like we're literally self-identifying as all these different groups of people.
Okay, so essentially, I could identify as a white American.
So when we talk about like the civil rights movement and stuff like that, we're literally talking about Black leaders, which is African leaders fighting for their equality and whatnot here in North America.
Hold on. So what do you think that an African from any place in Africa, when they come over here to migrate over here, what do you think that they check on a paper?
They're checking the black box.
No,
I mean, not all of them, because some of them check like other boxes, but they're checking the black.
Most of them actually check white.
Okay, yeah. Some of them check the white, some check the Black/African American box.
So I'm trying to figure out. I don't know. This is we doing donuts. That's what we doing.
Yeah, pretty much.
We're doing what?
Yeah, I'm really
circles.
I'm to be perfectly honest.
It's not circles. It's just majority of people think because they're mistakenly following the African storyline and applying it to us.
No, but like when you say us, you can't even name me one other person. That's the thing. Like when you say things like that, when you say us,
it's because I would have to name somebody that we all know, and I'm not gonna.
You didn't even name your kids.
My what? I didn't name what?
You didn't even say your kids. You didn't even say your kids. That's
my kids?
Yeah, you didn't say like my kid, my nephew, my niece, like nobody else in your family. You didn't say none of them. Which tells me that you're making it
What
up.
are you talking about? You told me to name somebody that we will all know.
What I'm talking about, but I'm saying.
No, because you're telling me to name somebody that we all know.
You don't even have to name them. You can just say who they are. You don't even have to name them at this point. You could say it's my mom is part of the original people. You could say somebody close to you because obviously you were birthed here in America, so it wouldn't be.
There's just no way you guys all know who the quote unquote people running around claiming to be Black Americans and FBAs. You guys know who I'm referring to. So why you're trying to act so confused, like you don't know?
We don't know. That's why we ask a question. When you ask a question, that means you don't know. That's why you ask a question.
The ones that you guys like to try and dress up as and mimic and stuff. Those people.
The Africans.
Beat active in the chat. Her last name is Sunflower. First name Organic, last name Sunflower. She's definitely native Indian. That's an Indian name if I ever heard one.
No, I'm not.
But yeah, man, we are at the 3-hour mark. You know, Dex, what are your final thoughts, Dex?
Man, I don't even know what to think at this point. But I don't know. I just hope she names somebody next time, or like give us a reference, because you got sources, right? So like next time, just like have one person that you can name, a celebrity, a close family member, or you don't even have to name them by name. Just say who they are in relation, so we could get a better idea of who you're talking about.
Kwame?
Hey man, I appreciate the conversation. Maybe, you know, I pray for the sister. Hopefully the ancestors could guide her to proper education and a
Please
proper
don't pray. Please don't
proper
pray for me.
methodology.
You putting the hex on her.
Please don't pray for me. Please don't.
I'm gonna just pour out some libation to the ancestors and
Okay, you guys. Good night.
Ooh, yeah. Suddenly there came a sound from heaven, as of a rushing mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind. Come and fill our hearts again, like the rushing of a mighty wind, like a river that is overflow, like a river that is overflow. Come and fill our hearts once more, like a river that is overflow. Let it overflow, 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 let it over. And let the people come from miles around as you send your spirit down, just to revive your church, to revive your church again. Please come in like a rushing wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind. Come and fill our hearts again, like the rushing of a mighty wind. Let it overflow, 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 let it over. And let the people come from miles around as you send your spirit down, just to revive your church, to revive your church again. Please come in like a rushing wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind, like the rushing of a mighty wind. Come and fill our hearts again, like the rushing of a mighty wind, like a river that is overflow, like a river that is overflow.